Well, the Lagos State government during a meeting yesterday chaired by Mr. Governor, talking of Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the State House, Alausa, deliberated on the matter and actually made some resolutions. But we have joining us this morning actor and, of course, resident Jude Chukwuka. Thank you so much for being here with us on Breakfast Central. Let's start off first by asking you right away. Now, you are a resident of Magodo. Tell us exactly what's been causing these disputes and also unrest.
Well, there was a Supreme Court ruling that gave a party the right to get their lands back. You know, this thing dates back a long time. And in enforcing it, they came and vandalized properties in Magodo, and all that. And it was not a good experience. That very day when they came, I had a job to do. I had to crawl under the gate to get out to do this job in Ikeja. It wasn't a salary thing. No. They came with dogs and embarrassing people. The next thing you know is these dogs were backed by policemen, fully armed policemen to execute all of this. I believe strongly that there are better ways to go around this. That's my opinion.
All right, Jude. And in addition to you yourself, we also have the Magodo Residents Association member. His name is Bishop. Many thanks for joining the program, Bishop. It's really a sad and unfortunate situation that is happening in the Magodo area, Magodo Phase 2. Now, can you also tell us your own perspective as to what's causing all these disputes and arrests in that area?
They are trying to create history here. This so-called issue on ground has been lingering for a very long time. And I think it is very, very important for the Lagos State government to take a very, very important step to make sure that it is finally stopped. So we have this family who claims to be the owner of Magodo land, and which was acquired from them by the government. And the government took this land, allocated it to people, and some people got their own, purchased their own from the government, and they all got their CFO or the title, whichever name that suits it, from the government. But they've taken the government to court, and I think there's a court judgment that says Lagos State should allocate a 549 plot to them, and which I think they are in a discussion with the Lagos State. All right, this has been done. Some of them have gotten they back their own land, but some of them are still rejecting the portion which the government is giving to them at the Lekki area axis and the Badagry. That is why they have been coming to Magodo to come and disturb the peaceful people that settled in Magodo. Going forward, this is supposed to be an issue between Lagos State government and this family we're talking about. It's not supposed to be the resident headache, but I think they are doing this just to get attention from the Lagos State, and which they already had now. But disturbing the people of Magodo is not going to provide any solution to whatsoever issue they are having with the government. They are supposed to be, because we are the one even telling government to sort these people out so that they don't come to disturb us again. Out of the 549 plot that the court ruled that should be allocated to them, I think they've gotten about 200 plot, which they are only it's only 300 thereabout that is left, and that is why they've been disturbing. So that's the major issue on ground.
All right. Yesterday, the governor held a meeting with stakeholders, Bishop, and as well as Jude. I'm going to ask this question to the both of you. Let me start with Jude first. Now, an agreement was reached, and the governor said he was going to allocate, as a compensation, 549 plots to Shangisha landlords. Let me start with you, Jude, first of all. What do you think about this?
I believe that's the real way to settle the situation that we have found ourselves. And if this is not resolved like this, I believe it's going to cast a massive aspersion on the Lagos State Land Service. You know, when you need a property, you go there to search if the land has any encumbrances, and they give you a clean bill of health. Then 38 years later, this arises. It doesn't speak well. But I believe that the present administration, true to what they have always told us, would resolve this. I believe this is a reasonable way to settle it, because as it is, these landlords, the owners of properties there, hold a title given by the Lagos State, the certificate of occupancy. I don't know. The government gives that, it gives the assurance, and you have the right to develop. And after developing for like 30 years, 32 years, somebody comes and says there are issues. I doff my cap for the governor who gave his word that he'll be there yesterday, and it was there, and that the resolution is reasonable as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Okay, so let me go to Bishop now. Bishop, what's your take on this?
Can you come with the question again, please?
Yes, so the governor has allocated 549 lands to Shangisha landlords. That's the resolution that was reached yesterday after a meeting was convened. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think this has been done over time, over and over again. So the problem is they kept on rejecting any portion of land the government allocated to them. Coming back to Magodo, that they want Magodo, they want their land to be restored back to them, knowing fully well that there are no more empty plots in Magodo again. I can say this for free. Some years back, after this judgment, I think the Magodo Brook axis was allocated to them, and they rejected it. And by that, I think that time, it was Magodo Brooks wasn't what it is today. So they rejected, but not until they now see that what Magodo Brook has become now, and that which is part of why they are coming back to Magodo. So it's not just about allocating plots to them. It's about them accepting it and signing off, and not to come and revisit this issue again. So the government can allocate to them. We've seen many other places that has been allocated to them, and they will later come back, they will reject it and later come back that they are still not yet satisfied with whatsoever government has given to them. Because part of it is Ibejuleki and Magoto in Badagry. They rejected it. So on this one that government has given to them, has allocated to them, is it a sign of, is it a total solution to this problem? Are they not still going to come back to come and tell us that they are not satisfied with where the government allocated to them? So our major challenge is for these people to be satisfied with wherever the government has given to them. That is my take on it.
All right. Thank you very much, Bishop, Magodo Resident Association member, and also another resident of Magodo. That's the actor, Jude Chukuma. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. We hope that an agreement is reached at the end and everyone will have peace in their different homes. So thank you very much for joining.